if Biden does win, he's going to push for a public option. Obviously, you're in favor of Medicare for all. Where does that leave you? Do you support him in pushing forward the public option? Is there a progressive pushback and fight for Medicare for all in a Biden administration?
Well, I will tell you where it leaves me. Everything being equal, if the Democrats gain control over the Senate, I want to remind all of the viewers, of course, the presidential election is enormously important. Do not forget about the Senate. Democrats stand a reasonable chance of gaining control of the Senate. If they do, Cenk, I will be the chairman of the subcommittee on health. And let me tell my good friends in the healthcare industry and the pharmaceutical industry that if I get that position, and I believe I will, your world is going to change. So of course we're going to continue the push for Medicare for all. Now, the bill that I presented was a 4-year transition. I didn't go to Medicare for all in one day because I don't think you can do that. In the first year, Biden now wants to see the eligibility age for Medicare go from 65 down to 60. There hasn't been enough discussion on that. That's important. The first year of my bill, 4-year transition, has it go down to 55. So in the first year, what I would like to see is us lower that age to 55 and cover all of the kids in America on year 1. That is something I certainly will be pushing on. I will also be pushing to make absolutely clear that we end the outrageous collusion and price fixing of the pharmaceutical industry, and that the people of our country do not pay higher prices for prescription drugs than the people of any other country on earth. Also on that committee, which I will be number 2, the Health Education Labor Committee, Pension Committee, we will pass a $15 an hour minimum wage. And what I'm working on, Cenk and Anna, right now is what I call a 100-day proposal. I want Democrats to come out of that gate very, very rapidly. It is not business as usual. We don't have 6 months to study an issue. We know what we have to do for the American people in education, in climate change, in the economy, in healthcare. Let's do it. Let us try to restore the confidence of the American people in the political process. Let them know that there are some of us who are fighting for the working class of this country, and we are going to deliver.
Final question for you related to Joe Biden. There is a little bit of a divide among progressive voters as to whether they begin pressuring Joe Biden to move further to the left now, or if they should wait until the election happens and he gets elected. Already there are some articles being written about potential cabinet picks, including for his Treasury Secretary. The name Lael Brainard came up, and she's actually a governor with the Federal Reserve. And her history isn't so great for progressives who are concerned about the fossil fuel companies. She was very much in favor of the Federal Reserve buying the corporate debt of these fossil fuel companies, including companies involved in the Keystone XL pipeline. And so I wanted to get your thoughts on that, because already, I mean, you see names like that and you start to get a little worked up and you want to start applying pressure. Do you believe that's the right way to go, or would you argue that progressives should hold their fire until after he gets elected?
This is what I think. I think we have got to do everything. You have all of 2.5 weeks. That's not a long time. Let us do everything that we can to make sure that everybody we know comes out to vote. Cenk, you mentioned that the polls look good. They do. They look good for Hillary Clinton as well. So anyone who thinks that Biden is a shoo-in is dead wrong. This is going to be a tough race, and we got to do everything we can in the next 2.5 weeks to win it. Day after Biden wins, let us rally the American people, working class people, people of color, young people, all people who believe in justice around a progressive agenda. And remember, Biden campaigns on his proposals, that's fine. But it is the United States Congress that makes the laws of this country. And what we have got to do after the election is to make sure that we put as much pressure as we can on the elected officials in the House and the Senate to go forward with an agenda that has the guts to stand up to the ruling elite, that deals with income and wealth inequality, and that finally has a government that works for all of us and not just the few. So to answer your question, I would hold my fire for the next 2.5 weeks. And after that, let's rally the American people around the progressive agenda.
Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you so much for joining us on the Young Turks. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. Keep up the great work, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.